Hello, I'm Sefi, the Tencent Employee of the Month, and I'm going to be answering questions that people have sent in regards to our company and NIKKE and how we handle our business. So we're going to go one by one answering with, of course, a corporate speech, being honest. And also, NIKKE is our least predatory game, and so we're going to be talking about monetization too. That's it. Let's start with the first one. First one is, when can we get more bare feet NIKKEs? Drake feet. Here's the thing, right? We have to please to all types of kings, and so we cannot only focus on feet, even though it would be a great decision, in my opinion, for the company. So for now, we will keep going, expanding into other kings. We have to put more out, more armpits, more bellies, more normal stuff. Feet will keep coming, but we'll have to wait. Second question, who is the best girl? Officially, I cannot give you an answer to this question, even though it's Scarlett. But if we go by company rules, I cannot share my opinion on this topic. Again, it's Scarlett. Now, next question is a pretty good one. Is there any potential for adjustments to be made to the mold rates and the current core advancement duplicate system? I love to get more duplicates of my favorite characters, but find it terribly difficult to justify for the power increase between each core ascension. Great question, great question. So let me go one by one, right? We have planned some adjustment to this system where, for example, instead of core 7, you can go up to core 15, so you can get even more power. Now, you might be thinking that's bad for free-to-plays, but it's not, because we are giving you, the player, the option to look forward to account progression over the years. Exactly. When it comes to core guys, though, and getting more, we are planning on making some new game modes, and also we are planning on adding a new monthly card where you can pay to access a new monthly shop where you can pay even more to get some extra resources and some extra pulls. Other than that, in terms of monetization, because we believe everyone should have access to skins, we are going to be making a renting system for skins. Yeah, for $5 you can rent a skin per month. I think that's fair for all players. That said, we can move into the next question, which is, can we fix growth? This is a really good question. I think the best way to fix growth would be to put the bullet between her eyes. That would be probably the only option available we have right now to fix such a bitch. So next question, SMG buffs when? We don't need to fix or buff SMGs because we have to focus first on the important stuff, and that's making some money, because right now we need to hit our goals, our KPIs, right? And so that's what we are focusing on, giving you a good player experience, getting money so we can keep making the game, and then we will try fixing the game maybe. What's the next gacha that will make us play without stopping and drain our wallets and life? That's the good thing. You don't have to play another gacha, because ours is the only one you need for at least another 5 years. So while you play this game, you don't need to focus on spending on other titles unless they are from Tencent. In that case, you should be spending money. But if we talk about the next title from ShiftUp, I can't give you that information because I'm gonna get sued. That's it. Good question. We haven't had any balance changes in mods. Are there any changes planned, or are they done with them? Tied to our previous question, right now we are focusing on player experience, not on monetization or on changes. So we will focus first on player satisfaction. And when we are finished with that, we might start making some money, because right now we are not making a lot, and we might be able to hire more programmers to fix the game. Next question, it's involving this skin and when it's releasing. We cannot speak on the Razer line of skins because they are too provocative to our player base. We want to make more conservative outfits that can fit into any type of player, because we are trying to target 12-year-old kids. So, we have to be a little bit more conservative, but good question, good question. Next one, though, it's going to be, let me check this here. Why the F do I have to pay $60 for a skin that does not give me any benefits other than a new burst animation? For those of you who don't know, and I know because you don't have experience with game development, making burst animations is such a heavy task that we need to be charging for it. And so we have decided that the best way for that is gacha skins for $60. But recently we have been considering incrementing the price and going up to $100 to offer you even better burst skin animations. I think this is the standard in all gachas. You cannot mention any other company making good L2D skins with new chibi models, with new voice lines, with new everything for $10, $15, or $20. You cannot mention them. So this is a pointless question. We are at the vanguard of monetization for games and providing good value for L2D skins. Next question. If Sephi turned to a female NIKKE, how would he like? Pretty simple question. I will be a brownie mommy tattooed and I will dominate you. Exactly. Yep. Next question. A good one too. A good one. Even from Komu News Media, sir. We have seen a lot of small indie companies, such as yours, try to shut down good games because they couldn't monetize enough to put bread on employees' home tables. May I ask, what's the monetization plan moving forward, knowing your player base are a bunch of cheap manlet cunts that don't know good because they don't want to pay a $60 skin? Really good question, even. Also, what the F with Modernia's flying gun? You tripping? Thanks, bro. Peace. I will ignore the Modernia part because we take pride in that design. We took 4 months to figure out how we could make a good weapon for Modernia that would look good and also be worth your time as a free-to-play player because it's a free skin, so you have no right to complain. To answer your first part of your question, what's the plan monetization-wise for this game? We have already answered, but we are not worried about monetization. We don't need to make money. What we worry, it's player experience, that you guys have a great time playing our game. The only thing we don't care about monetization. That's why we don't want to add more monthly cards or more custom selector parts or more packages in the shop with every update. We will never do that. Next question. Why isn't there any PT system? Off topic and off character, but I think NIKKE PT system is one of the best we have. Off character, once again, I think having the ability to save your tickets, it's better than having the ability to PT a specific character on a specific banner. Because I can save my PT for a banner 3 years down the road, which is a stupid example, but just to put example, right? You don't have to save your PT for now. Now, going back into character, 200 pulls is plenty of time because free-to-plays get enough pulls to PT every single character. Of course. If you don't have enough pulls, it's because you are not playing optimally. So, to answer the next question, we'll learn this one. Does Pepper have the 3 sizes for all your students? I don't know what the question is meaning because we are not teachers right now. So we go into the next one, which is, when is the NIKKE 18 plus version launching? This is a really good question. Once again, we're trying to be more conservative. We are trying to appeal to even a younger audience because we believe the NIKKE story is so good that we should be, instead of going for a 12-year-old audience, to 8-year-olds. I think that's a really great target audience to have. Now, the next one is, when is the Blue Archive collab? Really good question. As I was saying right now, we want to target 8-year-olds, and that's probably the same target audience as Blue Archive players because that is the age of the girls in that game. So it could be a fitting collab, of course. Even a better question after that one. When is the marriage system coming? I want to build a NIKKE harem. Good question. Let's divide this in 2 parts. First, a NIKKE marriage system, it's a nice way of engaging even more with your favorite girls, so we might build that. Now, the second part of your question though, I want to build a NIKKE harem. So once again, we are conservative people, we don't believe in that, so you can only pick one, and then the rest will never be able to marry you and will hate you, so you can only pick one. Now we have a really good question coming up. When do you think a new game will come and dominate the NIKKE, and what kind of game you think that should be rated by 2D art, story, gacha system, and rate percentage? PT and store, and who do you think NIKKE should do to stay on top of other mobile gachas as an idle game? Good question. I think NIKKE is already on top of most gachas, not making enough money because we believe in player engagement, in player experience, not in monetization. That said, I think in terms of what gacha could come as and beat NIKKE, it's a gacha that has a better rate and a better gacha system, and that means going with the standard 0.7%. 4% is too much. 4% is being too generous, so I think we should move into a 0.7%, which is the standard nowadays, and it's what people seem to like. I think that's why MiHoYo, it's so big and people love them so much. It's because a 0.7 makes you learn how to be patient, how to save your resources, how to plan. You can also look for leaks if you want to engage in, if you want to prepare and plan, and they will never sue the people behind that. So that's pretty good. Good question. Now, the next one is, ask them if they are going to do more popularity contests and free skins like Modernia. Yes, we're planning on adding more telekinesis weapons and skins, so you can look forward to that. What are all the profits the game is making going to? We are not making profits. This game is once again focusing on player experience. We don't care about money. We don't monetize. We are not trying to be super predatory, so we only have a few things you can buy in the shop. You can count them with your hand. Next question, why is Crow better than Scarlet? I don't know what magazine is asking this, but you are banned from coming to any upcoming conferences for spreading lies. Next one, top 3 best NIKKE fit. I would go with Modernia, thanks to the new skins. I will also go with Quincy, probably. And then lastly, if I had to pick only one, I think I would go with Summer Anis because it's showing really good fit as well. Next one. Will daily free pulls become a feature in the future? Good question. We might do that if we reduce the percentages, because a free daily 4% chance for you, it will be too much. It will make free-to-play players become too confident, and we don't want that. We want people that know what's patience, that know how to save, right? So I don't think that's possible right now. And then right now we have the last question, at least you guys submit more. When are you getting a NIKKE? When are we getting a NIKKE anime, or better yet, a NIKKE hentai? I don't know what the hentai is, so if anyone can explain in chat, please. But a NIKKE anime, we might see some announcements in the future, maybe on the anniversary. I cannot spoil, right? Because I will be getting fired. Okay, we have a really good question coming up. Why did you select Seppi for your content creator program? We are proud on selecting people that love our game, that talk positively about our game, that don't cover negative news, that don't cover leaks, that never talk bad about the company. So we are proud that Seppi is such a content creator and it's willing to put, his brand on top for our company. So yes, we are welcoming him into the official content creator program if he wants to join. Next question. Can I cheat in NIKKE if I well a lot in the game? This is a really good question. So here's how we see it, right? If you are a free-to-play player and you cheat, we will probably kick you out. Now, if you spend a lot of money in the game and you cheat, we might send you an email telling you to stop, please. And then if you decide to ignore that, we might take some other measures, such as sending you more emails. But we probably will not kick. And then now we have two really good questions coming up. And the last, will there ever be weapons gachas in this game? If yes, can it only use pet gems? I have a lot of them and have no use for them. Okay, that's a really good question. We are planning on implementing more gacha weapons, because now that we have the first NIKKE with telekinesis controlling weapons, which is the Modernia skin, we can make more weapons for all characters. All characters suddenly can learn how to use telekinesis and have multiple weapons going up. And as such, we will have a banner for weapons with a 0.7% where you can get really good stuff. Good question. Now, lastly, Skyro, best Shift Up employee. One love. Thanks for supporting Shift Up and our indie development company called Tencent. I'm gonna get sued one day, guys. So thank you for the money. I will need it to pay for my lawyers. That said, we have the last question. Is Modernia's floating gun a feature on her new skin? Will this be implemented on more NIKKE's skin in the near future? Yes, as I was talking, we have NIKKE's have learned how to use telekinesis thanks to our new technology. And so now we can add more weapons into all of them. So we'll be seeing a lot more telekinesis in the future. It's not that we are lazy or that we don't know how to properly design weapons. No, it's not that. The problem is telekinesis. So yes, we'll be seeing more. So next question. Do you have any idea when NIKKE 2 will be released? Yes, at the same time as Stellar Blade. So soon, of course. Next month, probably. When those male NIKKEs from Yell will be playable? We have been debating if we should include NIKKE that are male or not. And our conclusion is that we don't want ugly bastards, but we should include props, because props are not that bad and they look like girls, so you don't know if she's a girl or she's a boy. And we can put the best example out there, which is, as you know, all Bestie is a pretty good character, but you don't know what is he. Is a he? It's a she? You don't know, so we might implement those ideas into NIKKE. Now, next question is, please tell us about Must. How would you write her banner? I don't know what character is that. If anyone can explain to me, like, is that the new character that's coming out or what? I will appreciate it. Next question is, with the 4 limited banners recently, will we ever get a patch with 8 limiteds in a row or more? We are working on deciding what's the optimal number for limited characters in a row that we can put. We think that maybe 10 is the optimal number for free-to-play players to maybe get 1 and then have to save, right? So we might do a 10 limited banners in a row. but we are still planning and calculating how much we can get away with. Now, last question, unless you guys submit more. What other companies and games are Tencent interested in providing us? I cannot tell you about our future projects because, they are super secret. And also we are working on them pretty hard. We are not working on coding or design or anything. We're just planning the monetization and how much we can get away. We're also investigating NFTs and if we should incorporate them into games. Gamers seem to not like them, but gamers don't know what's best for them. So we might implement some NFTs in the future as well. Now that's it. It's going to be it for this session with Tencent. We might do some more Q&As in the future if you guys have questions. But for now, this is going to be it. I hope we have answered all your questions and, you have now everything you need to understand NIKKE better, to understand our community better, to understand our small corporation called Tencent. And that's going to be it for this one. Thank you for coming. Thank you for your questions. And see you on the next Q&A.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。